Hello and welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I am Elvis, your host, and I'm here to let you know that this is a not safe for work podcast. We are teachers at the end of the week and really the end of our ropes, and we'd like to be able to talk honestly and openly about education without having to worry about, getting fired or losing our jobs. So we'll be using pseudonyms throughout the podcast, hence the Elvis. I'd like to give a big thank you to all of our Patreon patrons who are out there supporting us. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to over 100 exclusive episodes, recordings of our live streams. You get to chat with the host. There's a great Facebook group. There's all kinds of reasons to sign up and support us through Patreon, so you should do it. And also, because you get your name right at the beginning, like these friends: Eccentric ESOO Lady, Terry J, Justin M, Tracy B, Miss Wonderstats, Quentin P, Ekebex, Mistress Mischief, Natasha S, Miss Anthropy, Princess Buttercup, Dragon Lady, Kel C, Helena C, Aaron B, Stephanie S, Texas Teacher Kristen, Miss Sunshine, James Nally J, Jody D, Samantha D, Lisa C, Rachel, Jen Genie, Exhausted Band Director, Kimberly Case, Jessica A, Swiffle F Owners, Amanda F, Ariana L, Physics Runner, Steph, Michael M, William P, Aldrich T, La Scorpionita, Britt M, Teresa H, Biker Teach, Marsha M, Christina B, Kristen B, Jason F, Abby B, Sarah B, Regina N, Josie S, Sam B, Mary E, Jamie B, Kristen W, Vanessa J, Mary C, RJR, Kristen C, Johanna H, Irma A, Nimi, and Sarah N. If you have something you'd like to share with us on the podcast, hit us up through the contact page of our website at teacherneedsadinkpodcast.com. You can leave a voicemail or just type a memo, and we might read it and discuss it on the air, and I'd really like to hear from you guys, so please do it! Last but not least, I'd like to thank our sponsors at Lud Lamb Dramatics. If you are a theater teacher or no one in your building, go to Lud Lamb Dramatics and you can, buy stuff for your theater classroom. They have over 40 different theater educational classroom posters. No one else makes them. They are hilarious and awesome. They have shirts, buttons, motivational student items. Go check out Lud Lamb Dramatics. They're a great resource for anyone who is doing any kind of theater. All right, my friends, Valentine's Day is passing. It's, 8:38 p.m. on Valentine's Day. I'm in bed with a cat, so, it's going pretty good. There's worse things in the world. I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. I hope you guys are doing well. Here comes episode 173. Enjoy. Balls. And welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I am Elvis, your host. And with me today, I am joined by three of my favorite people, starting off with one of our original people who's been with the podcast. In fact, when I first got the idea while driving to work, like 3 years to start this podcast, she was the first person I texted about it. It's Miss Zola Zanzibar!
Hello!
Welcome. I'm glad. I don't think you've been here since we had our Teacher's Guide to Reproductive Rights. Surely you've been here since then. Maybe not.
No, maybe not. I don't think so. I basically like to pop in and yell about shit and then, duck out for a few weeks.
Well, that works for me. I'm glad you're here. Also joining us today is Mr. Count Chocolate!
Greetings! That's all I got.
I'm glad you're here. It's been a minute. You don't need any more. And last but not least, we have Miss Bunny O'Hare.
Hey, Elvis. Hey, folks.
Hey, guys. Well, it is, while we're recording this, the day before Valentine's Day. And I taught elementary school kids today. And while they were pretty cool for the most part, no one was like absolutely nuts. Tomorrow, sweet baby Jesus, tomorrow is the Valentine's Day, and the school is having like handouts and little parties, and that's going to be kind of rough. Like, I know like the few groups I have tomorrow, the really young kids are going to be nutty, but I have an after school group of pre-K kids that are coming right from their Valentine's Day parties, and on a good day, they're hard to herd and do whatever activities we are, because we're talking like 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, and there's like 16 of them. And then after all coked up on sugar, oh man, I'm not looking forward to this. And then like the rest of the week will be what it is. I'm not too worried about Wednesday. It's not like Halloween where they're up till 2, but it's mostly that day itself. And so I'm kind of anxious about it. And like, I just, I don't know, but you guys, are you experiencing any Valentines it related to the school, of course, and the children and their interactions. Are you having any Valentine's issues or pre-Valentine issues? Are you expecting anything tomorrow? Anyone? Count, Bunny, Zola, are there going to be crying sorority girls running across campus? What's going on? Count?
I had a young lady in my office today who her boyfriend broke up with her on over the weekend. So she was, and they've been for I think 20 months or 21 months. She said one of those two, and so she's pretty shook up about it, and she's just really mad at the fact. And we've talked about it, and after she had kind of calmed down, we laughed. And I was like, "Do you think he broke up with you because it was Valentine's Day?" And she was like, "That could be the case, but he's just gonna have a dry dick on Valentine's Day, so that's his loss."
Mm-hmm. How do you respond when a kid says that to you?
You laugh and you don't say anything else. I don't mention any other body parts or anything. You just kind of laugh and just nod like, all right. And you keep it moving and change the subject.
Yep. Wow. Bunny, what about you? You're in the middle school. Are you having any drama today? Are you expecting some interesting things tomorrow?
These middle schoolers wake up and eat drama for breakfast every morning and have a snack of drama on the way to school and sip drama all day long, all day, every day. So today they were extra loud, it seemed like the volume everywhere was just very loud today. So I don't know if it was Valentine's or the weather changing yet again or what, but I am fully expecting tomorrow to be a waste of instructional minutes.
Oh, man. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. But hopefully it will pass smoothly and quietly. And Zola, and upper education, do you guys even notice it going on? Is it pretty quiet, or is it just random, candy everywhere? What's going on when you get to, the college level?
Basically random candy. I mean, occasionally student groups will do little themed things, and so it's cute to see that. And, the library will do love is in the air and love your, studying or something. I don't know, something much more clever than that. So they'll do something. But no, it's pretty much another day. We just have extra heart shaped and heart themed candy that's wandering around. And no, I've mostly just dealt with it for my son, and I made the mistake of not going to look for any kind of Valentine's Day things. Because in the past I went to Etsy and was very crafty. But I went to Target yesterday, and that was awful. It really was picked clean. I guess I'd just never been to the store, the day before, and so it was fighting out there trying to get the last emoji themed box of cards or whatever. Ugh.
I am very proud of myself. Normally I get it about 4 or 5 days before, because I've been there the night before, and there is slim pickings. In fact, one of my friends was messaging earlier that she forgot to get cards or Valentine's Day cards for her kid until tonight when they came home. Like, hey, we need to decorate a box and bring it first thing in the morning. And she went to 5 places and just said, sorry, that we couldn't get anything. Last week, though, I felt like genius because I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Amazon. And I found this little box of little pop, those little stress toys where you squeeze its belly and its eyes pop out and its nose goes, "Bleh." It was a box of 25 of those that are keychains that maybe an inch and a half tall. And they come a little cardboard box that say to my Valentine. And it was $12. I was like, oh, crap. That's pretty sweet. So I got that from my daughter, and then she's with her mom this week. And so I was able to, it's like, hey, you guys need to make a box. I'm going to leave the Valentines on the porch. You grab them. See ya. Peace. And then I took my son out today, and I was like, hey, I'm not getting you a card or anything tomorrow. He's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. I didn't get you anything. I'm like, we're good. So I'm going to be very un-Valentines tomorrow. I'll be sweet if kids try to give me little sheets of cardboard. I won't throw them away in front of them. In fact, this year, I'm going to be an even better person than I have in the past. I'm going to wait till I get home to throw away all the Valentines that the kids give me. I used to love them, and I taped them to my door when I had a room that I was in all the time. But I just don't give a fuck. It's been rough, being all heartbroken for a while. It's nice to, just say screw it and not deal with the Valentine's Day. But I hope you guys are doing something sweet. Zola was talking about her husband picking out an amazing card for her. Count, are you doing anything for the Countess tomorrow? Or is this like, hey, we survived the day, high five?
Tomorrow's actually a really busy day for us, but there is a plan in place for a couple days down the road. It's not insensitive. It's just what happens when you've got a busy countess and chocolate drops. So their schedules do not care about the day or the significance of a holiday. But there will be a mini celebration. We'll say Valentine's Day after celebration.
I always support the people who do something. If they're going to go and do something to celebrate, do their date on a different day. Because I know like last weekend I saw on like my Instagram all the couples who went out and did great restaurants or something like that. But I mean, if you ever try to go out on Valentine's Day, it's crazy, it's crowded, it's expensive, and humbug. Bunny, what about you? Is Mr. O'Hare going to do anything sweet this year?
We both kind of turned to each other yesterday and were like, hey, I didn't get you anything yet. And so we were both kind of okay with it. I mean, we are in a happy long-term relationship and 0 hecks are given about Valentine's Day. So, I am campaigning for takeout, like Thai food maybe, but
Ooh.
We shall see. We shall see.
I like it.
I did at least get him a card.
Will cuddle. Well, good. That's sweet of you. It's a step. So this is from the Reddit. It's from user Snoo Regrets 2938. And it is pregnant in first trimester and do not want to go on the cross-country field trip. I am 8 weeks pregnant. All of the students grade 5th through 8th are going on a cross-country ski trip. I'm supposed to go too. However, I'm having horrible morning sickness, throwing up every morning, and diarrhea often. Urgent needs for the bathroom, even for just peeing more frequently. I'm also more exhausted than I've ever been in my life. No joke. Everything about this trip sounds horrible to me. From being outside all day to having to ride a smelly school bus after the high kids take off all their sweaty snow gear. Is it reasonable for me to find a way out of this trip? Or should I just suck it up? Ladies, gentlemen, what is your advice to user Snoo Regrets?
Girl, get you a doctor's note and GTFO. It is not worth it.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, get right on out of there. Get that doctor's note and don't look back. There will be other ski trips, there will be other field trips, there will be other chances for you to deal with smelly teenagers. Like, you do not need to be throwing up on a bus in front of children or anything else. And yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, I feel that
I'm sitting here,
you even
like,
just talk to your admin, they would be able to have some decency and say, oh yeah, no, you're free.
No, I like, in my head, I'm doing the Katniss Everdeen, like, tribute salute thing, the 3-finger, like.
I can't do the whistle, but
yeah.
Nope, yeah. Movie. But yeah. Zola, no. What's your take on this?
I'm 100,000% with Bunny. Like, nobody, if it's a trip is supposed to be fun, and nobody's gonna have fun if you're barfing and pooping on yourself because of that little tiny baby in there. Yeah, and absolutely get a doctor's note. I mean, pregnancy isn't a disability, but impairments due to pregnancy could be considered disability, and even if it's temporary. So you can get a doctor's note, and even if your administration is trying to give you hell about it. But yeah, don't even get off the couch if you're feeling like that. If you can't help it, Jesus.
It may not be a disability technically, but like from a liability standpoint, especially with an activity like anything involving snow, ice, things like that, like that's a liability thing probably, and the school probably does not want to mess with that. So if you're like, I don't feel safe, they're probably not going to fight you too hard.
I can't imagine being not a uterus owner. I've never been pregnant, but I was around my ex-wife all the time while she was. And I remember that first trimester, her being exhausted as fuck. I remember she would wake up and she would go teach all day, and we'd get her home like around 4:30, and she would sleep till dinner, and she'd wake up and she'd eat dinner and then collapse back until, it was time to wake up in the morning. Hygiene in there somewhere. And I can't imagine having to tend and like monitor and chaperone kids. The only reason why I can imagine this even possibly being an issue is if she's only at 8 weeks, because she says she's 8 weeks pregnant, people might not know she's pregnant yet. And she might not be showing yet, depending on the person. Everyone's different and built different. And so maybe she doesn't want to have to tell her principal or admin that she's pregnant, or maybe she just feels guilty. I don't know. I'm trying to read someone's mind here. Zola?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's actually a really good point. I didn't think about the 8 weeks. Anybody can tell whenever they feel like it, but I think generally people kind of wait until 10 or 12 before they even say anything. And so I definitely, if she's not willing to reveal that, which it's her choice, then I can see why she, wouldn't want to tell anybody and have a hard time getting out of it. But if there's any reason to tell anybody early, it would be that, because that would just be miserable. With all that plus teenagers, no.
If she doesn't want to tell anyone, then it sounds to me like it's time to get a bad case of food poisoning the day before the trip, and then tell them the truth that you are nauseous and having lower digestive issues, because that part is not a lie.
Yeah.
I feel like if you tell people you're pooping on yourself, then it automatically nobody questions it, and you get away with it.
That's about.
I feel that way strongly, because it's kind of up there like with middle school girls going to like the male gym coach saying, "Hey, I think I'm getting my period, having female issues, I need to go," and most guy teachers going, "Okay, go, fine, no questions asked." I feel most admin, if like, yeah, I'm gonna poop on myself, they're generally willing to let you go. I know, I'm sure there's horror stories out there, but Count, do you want to weigh in on this one at all?
I don't have a whole lot to say except for I would not do it. I think that it is extremely well. I'll say this: but being around family when they were pregnant, or the Countess when she was pregnant, the faintest smell of something, even if it was like desirable at one point, would cause like her stomach to flip flop, or to start hitting like Simone Biles flips, and she'd be dashing to the restroom. And there's no way I'm getting on a bus, a plane, a trip, especially not with high schoolers. Nope, I just wouldn't do it. I'd find a way out. I don't know. Even if she hasn't told anyone about pregnancy, that's fine. Ain't no way I'm going on that trip. There's no need to even put myself in that situation.
I didn't even think about the smell factor. I remember my ex-wife being so just like her nasal power. She got like nasal superpowers with the baby.
Yeah.
And so like she would get nauseous. Like I remember the smell of cooking meat bothered her, but also she fell in love with the smell of coffee, mostly because she was not going to have caffeine while she was pregnant. And so that was a gift and a curse, that she loved the smell. But I can't imagine the smells from a group of teenagers, everything from BO to the overdose of Axe body spray to girls like perfume to, no.
We had just gotten an air fryer for Christmas, and we're obsessed with it, and we're cooking everything in it. We were loving it so much. And as soon as I didn't have morning sickness, I had evening sickness. So I was fine until about 2:00 in the afternoon, and then bleh. But I had to tell Mr. O'Hare, like, you got to go put that thing out in the garage if you're going to use it. Like, it cannot be in the house or I will be throwing up. Like, he came back at one point and I was like lying on the bed with the bucket, like the bowl next to me. And he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Nope." The air fryer's got to go, bud. So it's like, the smells and anything, the weirdest, like things that never bothered me before. The air fryer never fazed me before or since. But, oh dear Lord, the smells.
Well, we are going to move on to our next part. And this one was brought to us by Miss Bunny O'Hare. And I'm sure you guys, it's hard to miss. It's been nonstop in the news the last 2 weeks about a program, an AI program called ChatGPT. And I have not personally used it. I did play with some of the AI imagery stuff that was out. I guess that was around Christmas time or so, where you could pay like $8 and it would give you like 100 CGI or AI renditions of your face. And what's interesting about this is the AI has been combing through all kinds of data all over the place just for any information so it can come up with answers. And while it's interesting and it's scary, it's still very much in its raw form. It could probably help you do stuff, but it doesn't have a proof editor or a content editor on most of these. And so you can get some really interesting things, especially if you're a lazy editor. And Ms. Bunny, will you tell us how you guys created this or where this came from?
Okay, so a friend of mine who wished to remain nameless, so we'll call them Steve. Steve. So Steve was playing around with press release kind of school, just like things that you might news story kind of things, and like feeding prompts into the ChatGPT. And some of the responses that came up were hilarious. So just from one of those, like, where the robots are not ready to replace us yet when you hear some of these. So yeah, some of them turned out real good.
So here we go. Ms. Zola, I'm about to put this into our chat. The prompt for it was write the transcript of a voicemail message left by a school employee to let a parent know that their child has locked all other staff and students out of the school. Zola, will you read this?
Good afternoon. This message is for parent's name. This is a school employee name from school name. Listen, I have a bit of a situation here, and I thought I should give you a call. So, your child's name has locked all the other students and staff out of the school. Now, don't worry, we're all safe and nobody is hurt, but we're kind of stuck out here, and we're hoping to resolve the situation as quickly as possible. So if you can give us a call back at school phone number, we would really appreciate it. We'd like to work together to figure out what's going on and get everyone back inside.
I love it because it does sound very natural. It sounds like a letter, just the content. But
yeah, the uhs and ums, yeah, those were in there. Uhs and ums were all in there. That's amazing.
It's really impressive. Count, this one is for you. I'm going to put it in the same chat that we were just having, if I can find the right button. And the prompt for this one is write a letter from a school district informing parents that federal report cards are now available. So it's pretty straightforward. So Count, when you are ready.
Alrighty. Dear parents and guardians, we hope this letter finds you well and ready for some government bureaucracy. You know what they say, the only thing more exciting than receiving your federal report card is watching paint dry. We're pleased to announce that federal report cards for our district are now available for your viewing pleasure. Just when you thought you had seen it all, the government comes up with another way to grade our schools. We're confident that our schools will receive high marks, but if for some reason they don't, just remember, grades are just numbers and letters. It's the experience and the memories that our students take away from their time here that truly matter. To access the federal report card, simply log on to the government's website and get ready for a wild ride of charts, graphs, and numbers. Trust us, it's better than any amusement park ride you've been on. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate. Reach out. Best regards, school district name.
I like it. So I'm not really scared. I can see that could help you maybe if you're stuck for an essay. But if you don't read it or proof it, you're going to be out of luck. But I don't think the sky is falling with AI. I think it's just another tool that's going to pop up and we're like, whoa, what did we do before AI, before our smartphones became intelligent phones or whatever the next line's going to be? But we've been, all of us, training the robots from day one. Anytime you do one of those, are you a robot image tests, those are all training AI. Most of them are for, what do you call it? For smart cars. They've been doing it for the last 6 years, where it asks you to recognize traffic lights or other cars or bicycles or people on the side of the street or trash cans. It's because the computer thinks it knows, but it needs to confirm that that's what that image is. And so we have millions of people every day clicking and helping the AI grow. And that's not a conspiracy theory. It's just how it is.
There's a lot, I mean, in higher ed, there's a lot of conversation. I think the articles and stuff are making it out to be a little more than it is and a little more sophisticated. But it's, it reminds me of when internet blew up and, people were putting their own essays online. You can go buy them. And that was a whole new thing. And I still think that, I think it'll be okay.
The thing is, I believe that if they're worried about it for plagiarism on tests, there's ways you can lock a device so it can't access things. Or you have the kids come and take the test on a landlocked or airlocked, or I don't know what you call it, when a device isn't connected to the internet. So I feel like there will be solutions to this, that this isn't the end of the world. And it'll just be another tool we have. I mean, we don't get all mad because I use templates for Word where I can, write a will out or have another form letter already ready. This is kind of just a lot fancier version of it. And honestly, it's probably easier to read because not all those people who are technical writers for school districts are, creative people. Some of them are, but not all of them. Hey guys, guess what?
What's up?
What?
We have a Patreon.
That's fantastic.
Ooh.
It is amazing. We have a Patreon for as little as $5 a month. You can get access to all kinds of exciting things. You can or listen to our post, I can't even talk. You can listen to our recording sessions while we're doing them and while we're live streaming and chat with the host. Right now we're having an excellent conversation with, we've got a couple people in here. We've got Miss Davidson, we've got Janini, they're here with us. And there's been lots of people dropping in and out for the last half hour. Not only that, you get to have your name right at the beginning of the podcast. You get to belong to our special Facebook group. And every so often we do events. We have watch parties, and there is over 100 pieces of audio content, exclusive episodes, interviews, lost episodes, all available only on Patreon if you go for support Teacher Needs a Drink. So go do it and do it now! Woo-hoo! So, my friends, you have a choice here. Would you rather star in a reality TV show called I Killed My Family, or you're constantly hallucinating on magic mushrooms? Bum, 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 bum. Once again, star, not just be featured, star in a reality TV show called I Killed My Family, or constantly hallucinating on magic mushrooms. Like, give Bunny a few minutes, start working on her loophole. Zola, Count, do you have any take? Bum, 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 bum.
This is terrible.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm the star of I Killed My Family, it's either going to happen or I would have done. And I don't want that. And I've been the mushrooms. I can manage. I actually kind of enjoy it. So I'm going to go with constantly hallucinating on magic mushrooms. I mean, I don't think I'd be a teacher for very long doing it, but I think I'd be in a better headspace than if I was in a reality TV show called I Killed My Family. Jeez. Count, Bunny, Zola, anyone?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the mushrooms on this. I've never partaken, but hallucinating versus murder, I'll take my chances with the mushrooms and the magical unicorns or whatever I hallucinate.
It's mostly going to be seeing fractals and leaves. You'll be fine. Count, okay. What about you?
So I don't know much about, well, I know what mushrooms are, obviously, but in terms of constantly hallucinating, like seeing things that aren't there, right? I feel like after a while, I would lose touch with reality of not knowing what is actually there. So I don't know. I feel like if after a while, I feel like I would go crazy. I guess I'm gonna have to star on a terrible reality show and just hope that we get canceled after like the pilot.
Oh gosh. Oh, but I like your Countess in the drops.
Well, see, I do, but like I would have actually had to have killed him to be on the show.
How else would you be starring in a reality show called I Killed My Family?
Oh, well, no, I don't want to do. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't actually want. Oh gosh, it's horrible. I'm gonna cry.
No.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess I'm just gonna permanently hallucinate because I can't. Yeah, I'm sorry. I
Uh,
tried to find. I think I tried to find a loophole.
yeah, but the thing is, you gotta, for most of the times of a hallucination on mushrooms, it's really just like the walls pulsing or everything just looking really pretty and glittery or like, everything's just kind of breathing and pulsing and, lots of fractals and patterns and things. It's fun. But, I like that. One of our patrons just said, maybe you killed them with kindness. Oh, that's it. Or did you have a
Ooh.
different family? Is there like something that might not be your flesh and blood family that you call it? Could it be like, I killed my family in Minecraft? Or is there some video game? Bunny, come on, I'm helping you out here. I'm trying to find a loophole. Is
Maybe
there
it's
like, you call a squadron of pigeons is like a family of deer you killed? I don't know.
I'm thinking like family in air quotes, like the mafia now.
Oh,
I killed
could
my
be.
family.
And what if like like my family was like a program you were running and you just killed it? You're like, I can't take my family anymore. They're taking up too much of my time. I don't know. I'm reaching here. Zola?
So maybe it's like when when you go to have a bad workplace and like everybody here is family. We're all family. Like
No.
maybe that might work out.
And that's how I
Yeah.
killed my family. Well, my friends out there who have neither killed people, I've never killed anybody. And like, I just take the mushrooms if you're given the option. Just a friendly bit of advice from Teacher Needs a Drink. They're really good for your mental health. I guarantee. All right, my friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I'd like to thank my host who joined me today. A big thank you to our returning goddess, Ms. Zola Zanzibar.
Thank you for having me.
Fun. I'm glad you were here.
I love
And
y'all.
also, big thanks. I say his name really long so he knows to unmute his mic when I'm here. Mr. Count Chocolate!
Yes, I am thoroughly excited to count all my Valentine's Day chocolate blessings, and I hope they
Aw.
come of Reese's peanut butter cup hearts or the Reese's hearts. Yes, that's like the perfect ratio. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm glad you were here. And I'd also like to thank Ms. Bunny O'Hare.
Thank you for having me back. It was a pleasure as always.
I'm so glad you were here. My friends, I hope, well, this is going to come out after Valentine's Day, so I hope that your Valentine's Day was sane. If you were in elementary school, I hope the kids weren't bouncing off the wall. If you were in middle school and high school, I hope there weren't too many fights or people crying. I hope it went okay and, well, you pass out the roses and, I need your help. One of you ladies. That's it. Go Coco. What was the thing from Mean Girls? Help me out when they're delivering the
Four for
rosograms.
you, Glen Coco. You go, Glen Coco.
You go, Glen Coco. That's what I was looking for. You guys go. Take care of yourselves. Squeeze your loved ones. Find a Valentine. Or, just lock yourself in your house with your kids and just do like I do and just pretend it's just another day. Because it is. All right, my friends. Take care of your mental health. I love all of y'all. And deep breaths, deep drinks. Cheers. Woo-hoo, yay!
Cheers! Woohoo! Happy VD, everybody.
Yay. Enjoy your
Happy
VD.
VD.
Woo-hoo.
Happy
Yay. Cheers. All right, my friends, thanks for listening to another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I thank all of our patrons who are out there. And if you have something you'd like to share with us here at Teacher Needs a Drink podcast, come send us a voicemail. Hit us up on the contact page of our website at teacherneedsadrinkpodcast.com. I would love to hear from more of you and feature more of you guys on the show. I'd also like to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Ludlam Dramatics. If you are a theater teacher or know one in your building, send them to Ludlam Dramatics. They sponsor us. We need to help them out, so support them. All right, my friends, I hope you had a decent week, and I hope you have a good 3-day weekend with President's Day if you have one. So everyone out there, take care of yourselves. Love you. Cheers. And kitty, the kitty's making biscuits in my gut. with her claws and purring. And I'd rather her
Kitty
move
in the
something a little more
city.
insolent. Devil in the streets.
Tell her I said, who's a kitty?
Oh, Echo. Bunny says, who's a kitty? Oh, it's you. You're a kitty.
Yes.